I forgot to film a clip of all of the ingredients that go in this one, but today we are making Crockpot chicken and dumplings. This one is so easy and it's such comfort food, and it's also pretty healthy. So I'm going to sneak some vegetables in here. So if you've got little ones that don't like vegetables, maybe you can get them to eat them with this recipe. So I'm just going to salt and pepper my chicken. You can put as much chicken in there as you need to feed your family. 4 is usually plenty for my family of 5. I'm doing salt, pepper, and some garlic powder and some of these minced onions. If you have picky eaters, I love these minced onions. I love the flavor of onions, but I don't like the texture. So I tend to cut them up really large if I'm using them in a recipe, or I like to use these that come in the seasonings. I'm going to put in a cup of, or a can rather, of chicken broth, and then a can of cream of chicken. I like the one that is cream of chicken with herbs. And then I went ahead and threw in another chicken broth. You don't have to do that. You can kind of eyeball it, but I went ahead and did 2 chicken broths, 1 can of cream of chicken. And then I'm just doing a bag of frozen vegetables, and I'm putting that on high for 4 hours because I was pressed for time this day, but you can definitely put this on low for like 8 hours, depending on if you're going to work that day or whatever you have going on that day. Kind of just think about getting that chicken cooked, because that's the main point of the cooking time. So now that my chicken is cooked, I'm going in with 2 forks and just kind of shredding it up. You could take it out at this point and shred it with your mixer, but for this recipe specifically, I kind of like the chicken to be a little bit chunkier. So I'm just kind of breaking it up into larger or smaller chunks. And then now is the time, when you've got about an hour left until you want to eat, that you are going to break out your can of biscuits. I always have the most trouble getting my biscuits open. So you're going to take a can of biscuits. I've used like the butter tasting ones before. I think this is the home style ones. I don't think it really matters too much, but I'm going to just kind of flatten that down a little bit. And then I'm taking my pizza cutter and just slicing it into 4s. And that's my little dumplings right there. Super quick and easy. All right, and then once you have all your dumplings cut up, you're going to place them in there. You want to be very careful not to overlap or put any on top of the other one. You want to make sure they each have their own little space inside the crock pot. That's the only real trick to this, because otherwise they'll kind of get mashed together, and I like having individual little dumplings. You're just going to stick those in there, stick the lid back on, cook it for 1 more hour, and then when that hour is up, you're just going to mix it all together. It's going to look like this, and it is so good. Let me know what you would serve this with. Some people have said rice would be really good. Again, this is all I had. We didn't have any sides, and it was perfect, and that's totally fine. But if you would want a side with it, what side would you choose to serve with your chicken and dumplings?